You're up to date with National Radio News.
Southern FM News.
Online all the time. southernfm.com.au.
When I came in today, I noticed in the car park there was a red Maserati, and I wondered who could that possibly belong to. And now I'm sitting opposite Alex, my dear pal Alex, and he appears to be wearing a shirt that definitely got something to do with motor racing. Is that your car or not?
No, it's not. I've got a VW, the original, 1965. Oh, my goodness gracious. How are you, Dave?
I'm very well indeed, thank you, Alex. A bit throaty today.
Frog in the throat?
A little bit, but I suppose that's to be expected with this with this weather.
Isn't the weather terrible?
Oh, my goodness me.
I mean, we're never happy. It's either too hot and we complain.
That's right.
Or it's too cold and we complain. We can never get a happy medium.
But I tell you what.
Right.
Nobody's going to complain with what we've got lined up today.
Music-wise, yes.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
I think we should get into it.
Why don't we start off with this one?
Run, rabbit, run. Lovely.
You know, that was an old gay writing for a show called The Little Dogs That Laugh. Was it The Little Dog That Laughed? No, in 1939. Yeah, The Little Dog Laughed. And Flanagan and Allen changed the lyric on it to poke fun at a certain gentleman in Germany when the war broke out. Run, Adolf, run.
Run, Adolf, run.
That's the
one. Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know. That's very interesting.
It's interesting. That was the Joe Loss version with Chick Henderson.
And of course, I mean, during the war years, I suppose to get a rabbit wouldn't have been a bad thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like there was a gag going around at that time where his mother says to this little boy, he said, go down to the butcher's shop, get a sheep's head, tell him to keep the eyes in so it'll see us through the week.
Oh, dear. Well, we have a saying here, thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.
Oh, yes. Yes. Have you ever eaten rabbit?
Oh, yes, I like rabbit.
No, I've never eaten
now,
it.
You've got to cook it properly, otherwise it gets very dry.
Right.
But if you braise it nicely and do it in a slow cook, it's very good.
Oh.
Very good indeed.
Very nice indeed.
Well, now, back in the day, smoking was all the thing. It's not so much these days.
No, certainly not.
But here is Billy Cotton with Chips Chippendale. And he sings 2 cigarettes in the dark.
Billy Cotton and his band.
What a showman.
Oh, absolutely. He was bald, as I remember, used to wear glasses.
Yes.
And a very good showman, a very good entertainer.
You know, he loved boxing, and he died in a chair. He's in his lounge room watching a boxing match on television.
Is that a fact?
Yeah. It's one of the little pieces that you pick up when you're such a fan of British dance bands.
Good Lord, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And the singer there, Chris Chippendale.
Chips Chippendale.
Chippendale.
Yeah.
He had a lovely voice.
Did. Very nice indeed. When I first saw it, I thought it was Chippendale. I thought,
yeah,
but it's Chippendale.
Chippendale.
Yeah.
And of course, the Billy Cotton Band Show was on every Saturday, as I remember, at midday.
Right.
And it ran for half an hour, and it was something not to be missed. Because
BBC TV, because you only had the BBC, didn't you?
we did. At that time.
In that stage of the game?
Yeah, we only had the BBC. Yeah. That's correct.
Well, one of my favourite types of music is ballroom dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. And this next orchestra I became familiar with when I used to listen to a program on 3GL Geelong. It's now, I think, turned into another radio station called K-Rock, but they used to have an old-time program called Sweethearts of Yesterday, and I was introduced to the English bandleader Sidney Thompson and his old-time dance orchestra, and I started collecting music by him, and I thought I'd put on for our listeners a little barn dance medley. So if you want to get up and have a jig around the kitchen table.
I've got an idea, Alex. You and me will have a little dance.
All right. Okay, here we go. Don't lead. Told you not to lead.
He trod my toes all the way.
Did you like it? You was humming along and singing.
I was. Look, it was just beautiful. Do you know, the thing I noticed about that was to someone who's not an aficionado about ballroom dancing, etc., would have found the tempo rather strange.
Yes.
But of course it's exactly what it was.
For the barn dance in particular, that's what it was, 3 steps forward, 3 steps back.
That's right. And it was any quicker, it would have been it would have been a pile of bodies.
It would have been. Anyway, very nice indeed. Sidney Thompson and his old time orchestra. Time was spelt Tyme.
Oh.
And that was a lovely old Columbia 12-inch 78.
Beautiful.
Now this next one. Now you remember last week I was talking about Graham Kennedy doing radio with Timothy Lynch on 3XY, and he announced Al Bowley singing Got a Datty with an Angle.
Yes.
Right? Got a Date with an Angel, and I played that version. I thought I'd pop another version on. This is Pat O'Malley singing with Jack Hilton, the song Got a Date with an Angel. You can have a listen and pick up any variances you might see in this one.
Let's go. That was very nice.
Wasn't it? Pat O'Malley. Now, J. Pat O'Malley was born to Irish parents in Lancashire in the UK, and of course he was a singer with British dance bands, and then travelled to America and became a television and film star.
Good
J.
Lord.
Pat O'Malley.
Good Lord.
Yeah, character actor mostly, but very, very talented.
A lovely voice.
Very nice voice indeed.
Very nice indeed.
Listen, we've got to pay some bills.
Let's do it.
And we'll be right back.
Hi Mum, how are you?
Okay, except my feet are killing me.
Have you been to Gilmore's?
I've been to the chemist around the corner, but just couldn't find anything comfy.
But have you been to Gilmore's?
Even at the mall, those shops just wouldn't help.
Yeah, but have you been to Gilmore's?
I just wish I could find a store that would fit me in shoes the way they used to.
Mum, at Gilmore's they do all that. I got mine at Gilmore's and I love them so much I'm getting another colour. Want to come?
Let's go. Where are they again?
It's Gilmore's Comfort Shoes at Glen Huntly, Heidelberg, Mitcham and online.
Southern FM sponsor.
Join Alex Hare every Wednesday morning between 9 and 11 a.m. for Thanks for the Memory. Take a nostalgic trip with Alex with segments like Spot On, Jazz as You Like It, the Top 5 of 50, Million Sellers, and much more. Thanks for the Memory with Alex Hare on Southern FM 88.3. The Sounds of the Bayside every Wednesday between 9 and 11.
Southern FM. The sounds of the Bayside.
You're listening to Midday Magic with Dave Kaffey and Alex Hare on Southern FM 88.3. The sounds of the Bayside.
Indeed it is, and you are listening to 88.3 Southern FM. And if you'd love to give us, or if you'd like to give us a phone call, we would love it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got that a bit mixed up then, didn't I? A bit round the wrong way. But our phone number here is 9088 6466.
You can email us, studio@southernfm.com.au.
Or SMS on 0404 000 736.
And the website, of course, where we're streaming from worldwide, not only just in Melbourne or Australia, but all the w's.southernfm.com.au, and we don't have to speak any louder.
We don't, do we? It's amazing. It's amazing.
I love it.
Oh, great.
Now, did you watch the royal wedding?
I did. I thought it was wonderful.
Don't the Brits do it so well?
Look, I know I am a Brit, but yes, the answer
do it
to
so
that,
well.
they do.
It was to me, it was like a fairy tale.
Mm.
It was just a fairy tale. She looked brilliant.
Oh, she looked beautiful, didn't she?
And I mean, the Queen and Prince Philip getting out of that Bentley, and
yes.
She looked absolutely fabulous. And he without a cane.
Yes, I know. He's
He's
96 or something.
And he had hip surgery.
Amazing.
So it was beautiful, and I think that they'll do very, very well.
I'm sure they will, and of course. I don't know whether you heard there was a little thing that happened during the service when Harry turned to his bride, and he said, "I wish my mum was here."
Oh.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
but I was thinking of her.
Oh yes,
wondering whether she was looking down.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there was an empty chair in the
You noticed
chapel.
that too.
I did, and I wondered whether I looked at it and I thought, I wonder if Diana's sitting there.
Yeah, I think that was lovely. And that leads us into our next number, the next musical number, because I'd been looking for this particular 78 of mine for years. I'd misfiled it, and it finally turned up, and I thought it was rather interesting that it turned up only a week or so before the royal wedding. But this was put out in 1953 when the Queen would have been... the princess, just before her father passed, she was not Her Majesty yet, Princess Elizabeth of England.
Wow.
And it's the Luton Girls Choir.
Oh, don't believe it.
Yes, conducted by Arthur E. Davies, who was the founder of the choir.
Were they big here, the Luton Girls Choir?
I think they would have been on recordings, because they recorded for Columbia, the EMI company, and they had offices here, and their records were issued. I've got some of their recordings on Australian issues.
And of course, they were often on programs like Workers' Playtime. And,
yes.
all that sort of
and
thing.
And they came out here in the 60s on tour.
Good Lord.
Yeah, because a guy that I used to work with at another station, he was working at a television station where they appeared, so he told me about that.
Goodness gracious. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to hearing.
Listen to Princess Elizabeth of England featuring the Luton Girls Choir.
As
Girls Choir. I never thought I'd ever hear them again.
Oh, there you are. I said the date wrong. It was 1950 this one came out. Her father died in 52,
Right.
as I recall, February. She was in South Africa, I think, or on the continent on the continent of Africa when the father passed away, King George the Sixth.
That's right. I remember that, actually. I was sitting in a classroom.
Really?
When somebody came in and whispered to the teacher, and then the teacher made the announcement, I'm sorry to tell you, boys, that the king is dead. And, so...
Yeah,
amazing.
History,
well, that's really quite a find, isn't it?
It is, and I'm glad I relocated that disc. Now, you liked the voice of Harry Richmond, I played.
I did, and I'm so glad to see we've got him on the program.
Here's another one of the Brunswick 78s who recorded this one in 1930 also. This one is There's Danger in Your Eyes, Sherry, and he had a hand in co-writing this one. Hope you like it.
Sherry, Sherry, within your eyes I see for me, but I don't care.
Beautiful.
Wasn't that nice?
Very, very nice indeed.
It's not bad. That record was made in 1930.
Good Lord.
It's a few drops of water have run under the bridge.
Just a few. But our next offering comes from, a period just a little bit later than that.
Yep.
Tommy Handley. And of course he had that very famous radio program, Itmar, It's That Man Again.
Yes, indeed he did.
And he was fantastic.
But this is a recording he made in 1929.
Really?
Yes, he was recording then.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Now, and it's called Good Old General Guinness.
Yeah.
And, of course, Guinness was a very yum.
Stout, isn't it?
Yes, it's a
what
lovely
we would call
drink.
stout.
Yes.
I love stout. We have here, like the stout that you can buy in the hot weather, stout and lemonade is a portergaff.
Ah, portergaff.
It's lovely.
Really?
So refreshing.
But have you had Guinness, the proper stuff?
No, I haven't had it.
Oh, you must try it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's like mother's milk. It's so smooth.
Yeah.
And, and it's got this amazing head on it. I only wish it wasn't alcoholic.
Yeah.
And I'd drink it till the cows come home, And very, very good for you, too.
Oh, yes. Stout is terrific.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's have a listen to Tommy Handley and good old General Guinness.
You've heard of General Wellington, who won at Waterloo, but there's a brave old Irishman who's better known to you. He comes from dear old Dublin, he's the man they all applaud. He'll always find a corkscrew far more handy than a sword. He's good old General Guinness. Send for General Guinness of the Dublin Boozaliers.
Oi!
Wow.
The double and Boozaliers.
That's very clever.
It is clever.
Yeah, and of course, what a career was ahead of him at that time.
Yes.
The great Tommy Handley.
Very, very clever man.
Yeah, he was, and his rapport and the speed of his speech.
Every time I can't go past when you talk of him saying, "Can I do you now, sir?"
That's
Get
right.
out of here, Mrs. Mop.
Yeah, it's wonderful stuff. And of course, we've got a bit more of Tommy Handley a bit later on in the programme. Well, now we come to, I suppose, a perennial favourite.
Oh, yes.
The great Al Bowley. And here he is. He's walking down Mockingbird Lane.
Walking through Mockingbird Lane.
You can't go wrong, can you?
What a great singer.
Oh, fantastic. I wonder if he actually whistled there, whether it was him whistling. Because he comes out of the vocal mode very quickly into whistling.
Yeah.
And
could be somebody else.
I think it may have been, because it's a bit too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, Alex, I love this program. And if I wasn't actually a part of it, I would be just laying on a couch at home now and just listening to it.
Just listening.
And Alex, I take this opportunity to thank you for producing this this program, as you do every week.
Oh, pleasure.
And providing the music that is so rare, that comes from your wonderful collection of, shall we say, music memorabilia?
Yes, indeed. A life of collecting.
Yeah. Well, it's just amazing, and it is destined one day to fall into the hands of
the National Film and Sound Archive up in Canberra, which I'm very happy about.
So am I. I really am, because music like this should not be lost.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, well, let's
this
move
is the
on.
one I was telling you about off air.
Me and My Dog.
Yeah, with Frances Day. She's an English singer. Let's have a listen to Me and My Dog.
Let's do it.
I'm just a little girl lost in a fog. I had a dog, he's lost in a fog. Me and my dog are just wandering in a fog. Won't some kind gentleman see us home? I smiled at one or two, they merely passed me by. I don't believe in fairies, but now I'll have to try. But nobody listens to my plaintive monologue. I had a dog, he's lost in a fog. Me and the dog are just wandering in a fog. Won't some kind gentleman see us home?
Hey Gary, what time do you call this?
Yeah, the traffic was really bad. Oh, there's Steve-o. G'day, Steve. Morning. How's your weekend? Same old, same old. What'd you get up to? Not much. Are you okay, mate?
Looking out for one another is something we all need to do. So if a mate's struggling, ask, are you okay? Listen, encourage action, and check in again soon. Those 4 steps could change their life. Find out more at ruok.org.au.
Every Saturday night at 11, relax and enjoy 30 minutes of cool, modern jazz from the 1950s and beyond. Hear the sounds and the people who changed the course of music on The Sounds of Jazz with Barry Skinner, Saturday nights at 11, only on Melbourne's Southern FM 88.3.
You're listening to 88.3 Southern FM.
This is Midday Magic on Southern FM 88.3 with your hosts Dave Kaffey and Alex Hare.
Indeed it is, and thank you so much indeed for the pleasure of your company. Hope you are enjoying the music that we have for you today. I'm sure
Did you
are.
enjoy that last track?
I thought it was cute.
It was cute, wasn't
it?
it?
Very, very cute. Now, this next pair of artists are artists that I literally grew up with. They were always on the radio.
And who would that be?
Ann Ziegler and Webster Booth.
Oh, and you know they had a name, the Sweethearts of Song.
Is that?
Yeah, that's
no, I didn't know that.
Known as.
The Sweethearts of Song. And, yes, and there was some talk as to whether Ann Ziegler was German.
Oh, right.
And it was because it was very close to the war.
Yes, indeed.
And so there was always this sort of, well, she's German. No, she's not. No, she's not. And so there was sort of like whispers going around, but not that it really mattered then because the war was over.
But they got married in 1938 and made their first recordings for HMV in 1939.
Right.
So they were together at that time. So
indeed.
It could have been, there was a lot going. I mean. Gracie Fields was married to an Italian.
Yes.
And they moved to Canada at one stage so that he wouldn't be... I think they used to intern.
They did. Yes, during the war, if you were a German in London, you were rounded up and interred, but not not in a nasty way.
No.
I mean, you were kept. It was comfortable and plenty of food and etc. etc.
But it had to be done.
It had to be done.
Now, so Webster Booth and Ann Ziegler, lovely singers, and this is a nice song. I've got quite a few of theirs, and I thought, well, what would Dave like? And I think you might like this one, A Paradise for Two.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
They were made for each other, those two.
And you said Maid, and that was from the Maid of the Mountains.
Was it? Oh, it was beautiful.
And the singer of Australian fame, Gladys Moncrief, she made the Maid of the Mountains her own here in Australia. She was very, very good. But that was a lovely version.
Oh, absolutely superb. Next, we turn to a gun-touting cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeehaw! By the name of Mr. Tex Ritter.
Tex Ritter.
Yep. And of course, Tex Ritter he was very famous, wasn't he?
Indeed.
As a cowboy,
and later, of course, his son.
He
had a son. Was it John Ritter? Yeah, the actor.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right.
But this one is not so much a yeehaw type song, but a very pleasant ballad. I think you might like this one. I've always liked it, and let's see what you think.
I walk just beyond the moon, then I'll stop and wait for you.
My mother and my father were in love for 50 years.
Then I'll stop and wait for you.
Oh, what a sad little song.
Isn't it sentimental?
Very sentimental, but very lovely.
It is a nice one.
Yeah.
Just Beyond the Moon, Tex Ritter. Well, we're a minute and a half away from news, Dave.
Indeed we
We'll
are.
be back after the news with more great music for you.
With Southern FM on 90886466 or send us an email info@southernfm.com.au.
National Radio News.
Hello, I'm Erin Archer.